Alright, what's up everybody? Matt here from Aroundsquare. I'm here today with our September 2025 product launch preview video. And yeah, I got a little bit more of a desk setup going on today. Got a couple little buddies watching me. I'm going to talk about this guy later on in the video. But I want to start out talking about ultras, because we've got a lot of ultras this month. So for a long time, one of my go-to recommendations when people ask me what ultras to start in with, it has been the 10mm titanium set. The 10mm spherical beads are just like a great size, great all-round versatility. They feel good for bead counting, raindrops, flipping, whatever. They're not too heavy. And we've done them in all of the materials, standard metals that we normally use, except for aluminum. And I don't know why we never did aluminum in the past, but it occurred to me a while back that aluminum is just such a great, light, versatile, friendly metal to work with, and it would make sense to do some aluminum. So this month we're bringing in the short form version of our MK Ultras in I think it's 70-75 aluminum. That's usually what we use. And yeah, they turned out great. So, the titanium ones are definitely heftier than these. So these are like just very lightweight in the hand, in the pocket. They're great for flipping, great for counting. Got a nice comfortable bore, so no rough edges. 10mm main bead, 15mm on the boss. And of course you can trim this off kind of whatever length you want it for flipping and for wearing on your wrist. Being short form, kind of the idea is to cinch it up, wear it like this. So I usually keep mine like reasonably short because I'm not playing these, like I said, a begleri. I just use them for a little bit simpler flipping, right? So, you can get away with a cord like kind of this short and get a couple of packets, and you can just, you can do the simple combo style flipping, or get a little bit more sophisticated with it. There's all sorts of tricks that you can learn, right? And then just like, killer move with the ultras is always the raindrops, in my opinion. I just love the raindrops. I do it all the time. All right, so we're gonna do these in natty aluminum. And being aluminum and how great aluminum is to color, we're also doing them in a couple of other colors for you. So we've got this beautiful black. These are all polished, by the way. Got black and got a red. And this is like a nice deep red. We had to try a couple of different times to get a red that we were satisfied with. But this is like a nice deep, rich kind of red. I wouldn't call it crimson, but it's kind of like towards that end of the red continuum, right? And then I figured, why not? Let's also do a chef special with these guys. So the reason we didn't do the full-on long-form version is that we usually do the long-form version with 8mm tassels. We don't have any 8mm aluminum beads, and I didn't want to kind of break the tradition, but there is no tradition when it comes to chef specials. We just got kind of a conventional length that we often use, and set it up with a double aluminum boss here, so 15mm and 11.8, and then we've got the black and red combo for you. Got a few extra beads on there to raindrop, and the chef special is kind of my own preferred setup most of the time. It's got a few more beads than the short form sets, but it's on a long form length of cord, so double loop it around the wrist. And I can put it on here. Double loop it around the wrist, and you don't end up with very much hanging off. And then what I love about it is when you start playing with it, you end up with kind of a decently long set of a piece of cord in the middle. So you can do a lot of I don't have the space here in front of my camera, but you can do a lot more flipping tricks, like begleri style tricks, with this setup. Just gives that extra little bit of versatility. So I like this quite a lot. This set here is not going to be in the store permanently. These ones I think will. This one is just going to be for this month's product launch, and then it'll be gone. Okay, but pretty funky. If you like the colors, have at it. Okay, so that's the aluminum 10mm MK Ultras. I'm going to continue with the Ultras right now because we've got a couple of other really nice ones. A few months back, we launched the Titanium Nano, the new version, 2025 version of our Titanium Nanos. And it sold out, like, I think pretty quickly within product launch weekend. It might have even been like one of those ones that sold out within the first few minutes. We restocked once with the remaining inventory that was ocean shipped to us. And yeah, then it's been out of stock for quite a while. So this month we're bringing them back. We've got, instead of doing I think we had actually launched them initially as a chef special. So with that kind of double boss configuration. This month we're basically phasing out the old Nano beads, and this is going to come in as the new replacement for them. And this is, I think I should probably do the focus lock. Is that better? All right. So this is the new replacement. This is going to be kind of what's taking over from the old Nano beads. It's just got that slightly more rounded edge for bead counting and just like kind of general comfort, even when you're wearing on your wrist. So we got these back in now in the Natty Titanium. That's with the machine finish. So instead of the chef special configuration, we're doing short form and long form. So long form here with the tassel beads. Okay. And we've got also the black Sandblasted. So you can see the black, it's a little bit muted. It looks almost like a gray, kind of like a gunmetal gray. But it is black. It's PVD coated after sandblasting. And I think the color deepens a little bit with use once you get some oils from your hand into it. But it's not like a midnight black, just so you know. So we got that short form, long form. Okay. And then we've got the Natty Sandblasted as well. Short form, long form. Okay. These turned out great. The blast is like a really nice blast on these. Okay, run out of space there. And then for the first time, we've got a blue PVD coat on top of the Sandblast. So these turned out phenomenal. I'm super, super happy with the color on these. It's in this light, it looks very much like straight blue, like almost, I guess, kind of a royal blue. In other light, it almost looks like that kind of turquoisey peacock finish that we had on a few of our begleri designs a few years back. It is blue though. Don't buy it thinking it's peacock. But it's like a really pretty slick blue. I love it. With that sandblasting underneath, also you get this kind of interesting sheen. It kind of sparkles. There's a little bit of color variation. I'm not sure if it shows up in the video, but they're not all like totally consistent color all the way around. It kind of fades like from a little bit lighter to darker. I wouldn't call it like a sunset style fade at all. But it's just like you'll notice it. So it has like kind of organic vibes a little bit because it's not all super homogeneous. Anyways, I'm really excited about these. Because we don't have a ton of inventory, I've held back from claiming a set for myself, but you can bet I'm gonna grab one if you guys don't grab them. All right, so that is it for our mkultras for this month. Very excited about all of these. I'm really happy to have the aluminum 10 millimeters coming in. The weight of these is really, really nice. I'm definitely going to claim a set for myself. Probably this chef special, just because it's so different from anything else we've got. All right. Okay. May as well stay now with the multi-bead stuff. Slip over to some Altum. So this month we've got these two beautiful sets. So this is that PEI material. Altum is the kind of trade name. And these are the 17 millimeter beads. So we've done this size of bead a few times in the past year or so. We did it in ebony. We did it in, I think we did it in titanium. Might have even done some other metals, but yeah, we did green sandalwood, I think most recently. And these are, they're hunkin' big beads, but it's like, they just feel so awesome in the hand. They're like just really substantial, super chunky, and yeah, they feel terrific for bead counting. The bore is like nicely rounded on these as well, so there's no sharp edges when you're bead counting. And we've done them with a little titanium tassel, titanium 11.8 millimeter bead there. And of course, like all these other guys, strung up on our custom made 2 millimeter Kevlar cord. Okay, so this is a sandblasted finish, and of course the polished finish here. The knot on these is a adjustable one. So the way it's like a triple overhand knot. I'll see if I can zoom in a bit for you. Yeah. So it's a triple overhand knot, and it's tied around one of the strands of cord. So you can slip it onto your wrist and then pull that to cinch it back tight. So it's like a slick setup. And I've lamented before that, like, oftentimes, like over in Asia, when you buy mallet sets, even expensive mallet sets made from like crazy expensive exotic woods and so on, they're on this kind of a elastic cord, which always kind of struck me as a bit strange. Like the elastic cord just kind of seemed flimsy and cheap compared to the quality of the beads. So we came up with this mechanism, which I think is slick. If you don't like the tassel hanging, you can shorten it a lot, because, I mean, for most people, to get this over your hand, you're not going to actually need that much slack, unless you've got like oven mitt hands. And even if you do need a little bit of slack, it doesn't take much to actually like get it over the hand, and then you can tighten it up and end up with just like a little bit hanging down there. So yeah, we got these beauties. Take my focus back there. Yeah. Got these beauties in Sandblasted Altum and polished Altum. And you know I'm going to need a set of these. I just don't know which one I'm going to claim. All right. Next up, we're going to stick with Altum for a minute. We've got some Sandblasted large mangas. So I think at one point we definitely did the polished large mangas in Altum, and I think we may have done machine finished as well, but it was the machine finish was a fight. Every time we do machine finish, it's a little bit of a gamble. Every supplier is a little bit different, and every shape and design is a little bit different. And with some of the simpler shapes, it's kind of reliable to get like a nice looking, evenly machined machine finish with, like, you see those machining lines, but they're all even. You can do it pretty easily on spherical beads, but anytime you've got like change in the shape or corners, and you've got like different rounding and edges to work around, it's almost impossible to get a machine finish that looks nice all the way around the bead, because the machine path is changing, and they need somewhere to attach it to their CNC and so on. So inevitably there's going to be like a weird line that we hate. It seems it's really rare to be able to get a machine finish that we really love. So we decided with Altum to stop fighting it, and what we've done is we've gone to sandblasted instead of machined. And you can still, like, on these large beads, you can still faintly see the machining lines underneath, but what the sandblasting does is it just like it kind of smooths everything over without having to polish it, right? So it's for us, it actually costs as much as the polish finish to produce, but it just like it gives you that nice frosted look without my focus seems to be shifting around. It gives you that nice frosted look that you get with the machine finish, but it's just more reliable and more consistent, so you don't see any like big ridges or anything like that, right? And so same deal with these guys. Different factories use a different process a little bit, so the finish on these is not identical, but over time it definitely will. These actually look, I've played with these a little bit, so they've smoothed down a little bit, and you see more of that amber color coming through. That'll continue to happen as they get kind of finger polished through use, and you'll see more of that amber. I think what had we done recently? I think we had done the planks or Knucklebone in that sandblasted finish as well, and they actually look like really frosty. Like it's hard to even recognize it as Altum initially, but once you start playing with them, that amber color shows through. Right? Okay, so that's the large mangas, and again, like this set is a set that I designed specifically for these lighter weight materials, and it works perfectly. You don't need any kind of a core in them, and the weight is just like really nice with any of our woods or polymer materials. So awesome design. I really love this set, and I hope you guys will dig it as well, especially you Altum fiends who need everything in Altum. All right, so now sticking with begleri. Got another bead here that I've been waiting for a long time. These have also been out of stock for ages, but we've got some in now. Small number. These are the 10 millimeter Milos beads in titanium, and we've never done these in sandblasted before, and so we did them in sandblasted this time. So we're not the mangas. Or sorry, what am I saying? The Milos. These beads were a bead that I designed actually for using with the mkultras. So We are definitely going to be bringing back the 10mm titanium mkultras using these sandblasted beads. We don't have all the beads yet, but we have enough to do some begleri sets. So you can expect the mkultras maybe next month or a couple months. But for now, we're just going to do the 3x3 begleri sets. And this is a set that I've always loved. I strung up a set of these with the polished Milos when we first got them, and it's great. It works great for short form and long form play. I'm one of the few holdouts who still really enjoys short form begleri, but you can do quite a lot, and it's just a fun kind of bouncy way of playing. So I've just tied a figure 8 knot in here, and then it transforms the set into a short form set. Anyways, these guys are lightweight, nimble, and being multi-bead sets, they don't smash the knuckles. They're not very punishing to use. So it's a nice fun little set. I really dig the 3x3 10mm Milos. All right, then another little chef special that we decided to run this month. Since we don't have any brand new K-bones, we were thinking, what would be something like kind of new and different that we could run for the K-bones, and we came up with this little setup. So this is our barrel ends and Delrin grips. So this is, of course, our modular knucklebones, right? And we have all 6 colors of Delrin available. And if you haven't ever tried the barrel ends on the knucklebone, it's worth giving them a try. They have a really different feel compared to the regular ones. Honestly, I don't love them more than the original one. The original knucklebone, as I always say, is like an evolved form, right? There's a reason why we've got that design and we've stuck with it all these years. Just the ergonomic contours. But if you want something different, a different feel, different look, and so on, this is one of the best bets. I find these far easier to play than the skinny knobs that we also sell. The skinny knobs look great, but they're definitely on the harder end of the continuum for trying to get smooth play. But these barrels, once you get used to them, they play really reliably, and you can do all your tricks. You can do sonics and whatever with them. They carry the momentum really nicely, and bonus, you can stand them up on your desk and not have them roll away. So there's lots of little advantages, I guess. But yeah, these will be priced nicely for anybody who wants to try out some different modular components. All right. Then moving along, we've got a couple things left. This one here is something I've already teased online. Last month we launched the titanium version of our doubloon deadeye coin. So this is like the oversized, super chunky, deep dish style deadeye coin. And we've got this coming in other materials. And this month we've actually got 5 different woods for you. So I'm super excited about these, especially because I realized the other day that we're like, as far as wooden knucklebones in the original size go, we are sold out yet again. And so it's nice to have some like good wood recommendations here in the store that we can get out to you guys. When I have this stack in my hand, it almost makes me like, it gives me crokinole vibes. But anyways, these are awesome. I'm loving them. So what to say about them? Compared to the titanium, you're definitely going to feel the lighter weight. So if you ever tried one of our old, we don't have them anymore, but if you ever tried one of our old Delrin Deadeye coins, the weight is going to seem familiar in these guys. But you can see from my play, the control is pretty good. So, it's going to be hard to do things like rolling them on your knuckles. They just don't have the weight to kind of press into the hand and keep them steady. Same thing with that like isolations, contact style play. But as far as like a worry coin goes, these are dynamite. And they are machine finished. They're not polished, so there's no like lacquer on them or oil or anything like that. And you really feel, the reason we did the machine finish is because we knew people are primarily going to be using these as worry coins, right? And so it's nice to have that deep dish and to feel that wood grain when you're rubbing your thumb in there. And it's just like the raw wood feeling, and each of these is different. This one is maple, okay? This one here is Zebrano. We got Ebony. Okay, Ebony being a little bit heavier, but to be honest, like I don't think many people are going to be able to feel the weight difference because it's such a small chunk. We've got green sandalwood. You will definitely notice the smell of this specimen because the green sandalwood always has that awesome smell. And then we've got purple heart. So it's been a while since we did anything in purple heart. It looks like almost black probably in the camera, but you can probably see when I turn it sideways, you see that purple tone. So it's just a really special wood. So in terms of feel and grain, the green sandalwood is like really smooth feeling. Ebony, similar. You definitely feel more grain on the Zebrano, the purple heart, and the maple. You know, that's my experience so far. Because these are machine finished, you will probably notice, I don't know if it's going to show up well in the light here, but you know, if you're looking at it, you're going to see machining lines going down the dish, just like concentric circles. So just be aware of that. If you're the type of personality that is bothered by that sort of thing, then you know, we've got beautiful polished titanium ones that don't have those lines for you. But yeah, especially if you're somebody who likes that kind of tactile sensation, wants something that has a little bit of texture to it and feels a little bit rough, these guys are going to be great. They're awesome. You know, they fit perfectly in the fifth pocket in your pants, for example, and then just like no weight. And it's just like something to pick out of your pocket and muck around with whenever you want. All right, so we got that, and then two things left. I'm going to go with this one first. So I've been teasing this piece for ages, to the point where like a lot of people started to ask me if it was just a one-off. So this is a Zirutai version of our King of Flow fountain pen. Okay, so this is my own piece. I've been using it for months and months. It's gone everywhere with me. Absolutely love it. And yeah, same nib, same design, same everything as our other fountain pens. I've swapped out the cartridges for this Kaweco mini converter, and you guys may want to do the same. I don't know. Actually, we may even pick some up to ship with these guys because they're going to come at a bit of a premium price. But we did finally, at long last, get the batch completed from our supplier. It took a long time back and forth. They had to be refinished a couple of times because there were issues with the way that they had done the coloring and just like a bunch of little tinkering to get, you know, when we do an exotic product, we want it to be perfect, right? So we don't have a lot of tolerance for variability and kind of inconsistencies and that sort of thing. So, you know, fortunately the suppliers are pretty awesome. They are you know, if they don't get it right, we've hardly ever been kind of like messed around by suppliers. They almost always are like very quick to try and fix things, but sometimes it takes 4 times to fix one problem. Anyways, this is my own one. It's you can see the color is like a little bit muted, and you can probably see in the light there's like lots of micro abrasions and stuff. This is a brand new piece. The color is not going to show when you get this like super direct sunlight. You don't see the colors as nicely, but we'll get some photos into the shop so that you can see. But yeah, it's beautiful. So it's the Bach 250 nibs, same stainless steel nibs that we've been using all the time. But yeah, nice polish, beautiful finish, and just that spiral grain is mesmerizing. I love it. Okay, so there's that one. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about today, I think I need a sip of tea before I go into it. All right, so the last thing I'm going to talk about today is this little guy right here. So this little guy is absolutely an Aroundsquare original. This is our own rendition of the character SUN.WU.KONG. Now, Wukong, you may be familiar with if you're involved in the gaming space from the hit video game that took the world by storm last year. Couple years ago, I guess, that was Black Myth Wukong. Okay, so this is a character that is comes from focus lock here, comes from Chinese literature, and he's like kind of like a godlike character who's kind of sent down to Earth to complete quests and whatever. But he's just a rad character. He's like playful and mischievous, but also got some wisdom in there, and like super powerful. And he's got, we adapted this staff, his Jingubang. We had adapted the shape of it to make it look a little bit like a knucklebone and whatever. So we've got a couple of like little round square Easter eggs in the design. But basically, like, a couple of years ago, we wanted to kind of start expanding our manufacturing capacity, our design capacity. And so we started playing with ideas for 3D shapes that wouldn't really be easy to machine necessarily, but we were thinking about doing some figurines and art toys, potentially even like plush toys and so on. We started messing around with ideas, and Wukong was one of the first that came to mind, because many of you guys may know that we had this set of begleri that we did way back in the day with Monkey Finger Yo-Yo, which we called the Wukong begleri. So this goes way back. This is like almost 10 years ago now. So way before the hype around Black Myth Wukong. Aroundsquare has had an affinity for this character, and it's kind of wrapped up in our lore at this point. Okay. So we've got fast forward now 10 years, I guess maybe 8 years, to the point where we were starting to design this guy. And we had kind of already by that point developed like a design aesthetic, right? Like our stuff is like pretty well known to be like clean and minimalist, but like still functional and so on, right? So like most of our designs have a lot of like clean geometry. So we thought like, okay, what would this look like if we translated this kind of philosophy and style into a 3D character that's like recognizable as a thing, rather than like Minecraft style, like bricks and circles and whatever. So we ended up with this kind of design style, which is like kind of like a brutalist type look and feel. Clean lines and like some kind of sharp angles in there. You could almost imagine this in like propaganda statues or that sort of thing, right? But we worked hard with a designer through like multiple iterations. First of like 2D drawings, and then finally to like 3D modeling of this. And that process itself took like, over a year to get to that point. And then we started to do the manufacturing, which was also like very challenging. So we were looking at basically molded, casted, this like lost wax manufacturing. So you basically create a mold and then cast the metal inside the mold. And we were working on getting versions made of this in like brass and copper in a larger size, because the small size is like really difficult for that manufacturing technique. Anyways, the supplier worked really hard with us, but over like multiple months, I should go and get a couple of photos so I can throw it into the video later. But they were kind of like pockmarked, and they had like seam lines, and they were just requiring a lot of extra grinding and finishing. And even after that, they were not, up to snuff, not something that I would want to sell under our brand or put our name to. So we kind of shelved the idea for a little while, and then we realized that hold on a second, like years ago we were actually like looking at additive manufacturing, like AKA 3D printing. We did a couple of like special edition knucklebones that were done in that style, and so we started to explore like where that technology was at. And sure enough, like the technology has progressed a heck of a long ways in the years since we first were doing those limited edition K-bones. And we managed to find a place that was willing to work with us. Something as intricate and detailed as this is obviously a challenge for that style of manufacturing. But they worked with us, and again, through like multiple iterations and like figuring out how to do the supports and the finishing and so on, we finally arrived at this little unit, which I'm super excited about. Like I just love looking at it. I love seeing this little dude on my desk when I'm working. And I just love everything about it. So this is, it's stainless steel, and it's sandblasted and ground and whatever to clean it up afterwards. But the finished piece is like, I couldn't be happier with it. So it just like sits there really nicely on the desk. Doesn't do any tricks. Okay, I guess you could probably hang a ring off of it or something if you wanted. Let me see. Never tried that. Yeah, you can use it as a ring holder. But yeah, it's this is a bit of a step out from our bread and butter, step out of our wheelhouse. But like we are, you know us, right? We're always challenging ourselves. We did silk skipping ropes and cashmere sweaters and waxed canvas bags, and then we did this like picador bolero last month. We're always challenging ourselves, and we're not willing to just kind of like stay in our lane or stick with our thing like that we know is our winning formula or whatever. Like, I don't want to just like release a new begleri every month. I want to challenge myself and explore new things. So this is like an entry into a whole kind of new space, new manufacturing technique for us. And it seems like kind of appropriate that Wukong is there to kind of signal that kind of point of departure for us in the same way that the Wukong begleri were kind of a point of departure as our first kind of bigger begleri release that hit the general public. So yeah, this little guy, we've got limited quantities, and we don't have any like fancy insert cards or whatever for it. We have like a nice foam packaging that'll keep it safe in delivery, and yeah. Hope you guys dig it, and even if you don't, we're probably going to do more kind of stuff in this space. Same like our carved items. They're different for Aroundsquare. They're a different kind of style, but we are always trying to expand our capacities and bring out new things for you guys. Okay. So I hope you're into it. If you're not, we love you anyways. And apart from that, I got a couple of little teasers for next month, hopefully next month. Check this out. Okay. These guys have shown up in a couple of little videos. So there's going to be more to say on these. And then what else do I have on my desk? Oh man, I've got this like really cool stuff on my desk, just off to the side over there, but I don't want to share it with you yet, because there's kind of a secret. Anyways, so like, we got all sorts of fun stuff coming up in the next few months, guys. So I hope you'll be there with us. Tariff situation for shipping to the US is the same as it was last month. So, I wish there was more that we could do to facilitate or knock costs down, but the best I can do is bring the costs down on launch weekend as much as I'm able to, and still have a viable business. So, hopefully you guys feel me meeting you halfway there, and thanks to everybody who continues to support us. And yeah, love you guys all, and have a good one. Catch you next one.